Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility, bringing you new album reviews all the damn time. That's what we do here, right? Yes, indeedy. Today, just got this. Finally, after all these years, it's officially released. I know it was included in a box set a number of years ago, but as a standalone item, we finally get the audio version of Pink Floyd's Live at Pompeii from 1972. That's right, baby. So most of us who are Pink Floyd fans obviously have seen the film, own the film, right? I had it on VHS back in the day. I have it on DVD. I know there's the new Blu-ray that's out as well. I haven't pulled the trigger yet on that because I just don't often watch concert films anymore at home for whatever reason. Like, I'll watch them on my computer from here or there, but I have a whole ton of DVDs and Blu-rays of concert films and things like that. But I haven't been buying any new ones. But, audio's a different thing for me. And I've often thought that this is one of the great Pink Floyd performances. Obviously, the movie is fantastic. It's an amazing achievement. Seeing those guys play out there in the ruins of Pompeii, no audience, and it's just an awesome visual spectacle. But I've always thought it would make a terrific live album, and why back in the day they never released it as such. The soundtrack to the film, I never understood. But like I said, they did include it in one of the box sets a number of years ago. But finally, after all these years here in 2025, we do get the actual CD version. It's available on vinyl as well, of At Pompeii from 1972, recorded in the Roman Amphitheater at Pompeii, October 4th through 7th, 1971, for the Pink Floyd at Pompeii film, which was directed by Adrian Mabin. And now we get the audio version, which has been remixed by none other than Steven Wilson. That's right, Mr. Porcupine Tree himself, who has become a very notable name for remixing classic recordings, right? So here he is remixing the live record here, or the live recordings from this film. And of course, in the band, the classic lineup of Pink Floyd, of course, David Gilmour on vocals and guitars, Roger Waters on bass and vocals, Nick Mason on drums, and Richard Wright on keyboards and vocals. So let's take a look. So I picked up the 2 CD set, which includes all of the soundtrack elements on CD 1. And then CD 2 has an alternate take of Careful with That Axe, Eugene, and the unedited version of A Saucer Full of Secrets, which is basically like an extra 2.5 minutes, right? So let's take a look. So here we got the cover, right? There they are on the back. So for those familiar with the film, this will, look very familiar to you. You got the discs in both of the sleeves here, and then we do have a little booklet, so let's pull that out. Set the controls for the Heart of the Sun. There we have our credits. Set photography. Pretty cool stuff, right? So what do we have on here? Like I said, if you're very familiar with this film, you don't need me to go through the track list for you. But for those who are not, right, this is what you get. It starts off with a little intro, the weird kind of intro, Pompeii intro, that leads into Echoes Part 1. So Echoes starts the set and then finishes the set. Okay, so you get Part 1 and Part 2, and in between you have all sorts of good stuff. Echoes is great on here. It's really good. And what's amazing is the performance. I've got loads of Pink Floyd bootlegs and live things from around this time period, like 1970 to 1973. And, these guys were a great live band at the time. There's something about what was going on here, though. It's like, this is off the charts great. So you get Echoes Part 1, which is just about 12 minutes long. Then that goes into Careful with That Axe, Eugene. And again, it's the... you get the film version. There's an alternate take on disc 2, but it's amazing, right? It's just, and this music is so creepy, so psychedelic. Very ominous stuff on here. Then you get A Saucer Full of Secrets, which is about 10 minutes long, and then a throbbing One of These Days. And what's really interesting is like, you know, the first like 3 tracks. So you get the first half of Echoes, Careful with That Axe, Eugene, and A Saucer Full of Secrets. That's all the really kind of spacey, ominous, psychedelic Pink Floyd. And then when One of These Days comes in, you know, with the big bass, throbbing bass, and the crazy Gilmore guitar playing, it's just all of a sudden the tempos pick up, and it's like a totally different beast, right? And then from there we get to Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, which is awesome on here. Again, 10 minutes and change. Then you get a little Mademoiselle Knobs, right? And then they go back into Echoes Part 2, which is just absolutely mind-blowing. And it's interesting, like when you've lived with the film for so many years, and your bass, you know, the audio is great, of course, but there's so much cool visuals, you know, them playing in like almost complete darkness, and the kind of the lights, and you know, it's just playing in the middle of the day, right? It's just very strange, you know, with the sun up, and then with the darkness. It's just it's a weird trip from a visual perspective. So now you are listening without all the visuals, and it makes you appreciate everything that went down during these couple of days when they taped this even more so. So and the sound is great. I really think that Steven Wilson did an amazing job. And again, you know, it's hard to sometimes with remixes, right, of studio records or even live albums. You know, you listen to the original audio version, and then you listen to the remix, and you kind of, okay, well, here's what's a little bit different and whatnot. It's different here because we're used to watching in our televisions, and maybe you have a good, you know, sound system, maybe you don't. And all of a sudden, to me anyway, it's like this becomes its own thing, right? To me, this is almost like not a remix of an original version, because that original version is part of like a audio and visual presentation. To me, it's almost like the first time I'm hearing this as an album, right? As a musical piece, as a musical performance, not so much the visual movie thing. So I think it sounds spectacular. It really does. So, yeah, can't recommend this highly enough. 5 out of 5 star, easy. I've waited forever for this, and it's just better late than never, I always say, right? So I'm really excited that this is finally here. And all the little parts you can hear, right? All the little sound effects and all the cool tinkling stuff that Richard is doing on the keyboards. And, you know, Gilmore's guitar is brilliant, and, you know, Waters' bass is just always there. And the drumming, I mean, everything, the vocal approach, right? It's like, considering where they recorded this, it sounds as perfect as a live album can get. That's basically what it comes down to. So yeah, check it out if you haven't already. Pink Floyd at Pompeii from 1972, now available, audio only. The film has also been remastered, so that's available. You got this on vinyl, right? I think it's a double vinyl, 3 CD vinyl. I forget exactly, but I just have the CD version. But yeah, go check it out. Mandatory stuff if you're a Pink Floyd fan. And if you've already checked out the reissue, the remix, let us know what you think of it down in the comments below, and visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options, all down there. Thanks, everybody. Greatly appreciate it, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching. Tune in later. Bye-bye.